Welcome back. Now, if you've just tuned into NBC, you're watching Good Morning Namibia. The Farmers Resettlement Program, under the auspices of the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, recently conducted a training for newly resettled commercial farmers. This particular program is informed by our National Resettlement Policy of 2001, where all resettlement commercial farmers are expected to be self-sufficient through a concerted effort of a series of empowerment programs. Subsequently, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, in collaboration with the Agricultural Bank of Namibia, came up with various initiatives earmarked for pre-, inter and post-resettlement support for newly resettled commercial farmers. This morning we divulge the program and its various support activities with Melania Ipinge, who's the Deputy Minister of Resettlement at the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Let's start with the war veterans. How is the war veterans program tied into your line ministry when it comes to resettlement of farms?
Okay, thank you. The War Veteran Ministry or program, it's tied into our ministry in two ways. One, the war veterans can apply normally in an application form just like any other Namibian, the way they are applying. They also have their own program which is within their own ministry. That one, it works like they will request, the ministry will request our ministry to buy for them farms, which then we will transfer to their ministry, then they will allocate the farms according to their own procedures.
And what is the criteria or the basis of selection for people to receive the resettlement farms?
Okay, within the ministry, we have got a resettlement criteria, which is under review now after the land conference. In this criteria, we have different aspects to look at, which we are rating, which we are scoring, which then will give you a maximum point of around 28 points. So this include agricultural experience, agricultural qualifications, and the qualifications differs. If you have a short period agricultural certificate, you score differently from somebody who is having a diploma in agriculture. We also look at the age of the person or the applicant. We also look at whether you are a war veteran. If you were a war veteran, if you are a woman, you also score differently because we want to promote women into farming. So on this case, for example, men will score 0, women will score 3. Yeah, so putting all those points together then will give you a total amount. Then it will now determine who is going to be the best applicant based on those and many more other aspects.
And where can those who would like the farms, where do they send their application?
After you apply, or even when you want to apply, the application forms are available throughout the country to all our offices in the regional, in the 14 regions.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are also sometimes we send them, when we advertise, we also send them to the regional council's offices within the whole country.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's look at the training modules. Now we understand that training is a very, very significant part of this program. Could you just maybe mention some of the subjects that are covered during this training?
During the training, we give the training on farm management, range land management, infrastructure maintenance. We also add some modules which just to inform the beneficiaries on how to handle subleasing if they wish to have somebody who is farming with them, who is not their relative, probably a friend or so. We also inform them of such procedure, inheritance procedure for them to inform their families before they are normal, because we experience a lot of problems once the beneficiary is normal. So we decided to inform them through this pre-training at the onset, so that they will know and inform their family members. We also inform them about the lease agreement, the importance of it, and how to adhere to it.
Yes. And besides the training, what other services are offered maybe before and then also after these farmers receive their farms?
Okay. Before we give the farms, normally we make sure that there's water on the farm, the fencing are on the farm, and they are on a good condition. When we are buying a farm, this is what we assess. Another thing, post-settlement, the ministry also provides funds through AgriBank, which is also informed during the training. We inform the beneficiaries that if you wish to buy more animal or to fix whatever infrastructure on your farm or for any farm development, you can go borrow money from AgriBank. This is a ministry fund which the ministry always budget and give to AgriBank for this purpose.
When we look at programs like this, usually it's very, very important monitoring and evaluation to ensure the success of the program. So what monitoring and evaluation systems do you have in place to make sure that the resources are used adequately?
Okay. We normally have, in each region, we have offices throughout our 14 region. In those offices, every year we go and monitor on the adherence of those our lease agreements, whether the people are adhering to the conditions of the lease, and also to go and see the productivity of those farms.
Yeah.
So those reports are presented at the Regional Resettlement Committee, which are chaired by the governor, just like the applications. Then they will be sent through to the commission at the national level at the head office. They look at them, then they recommend from there on what to be done next.
So in a situation where farmers are not productive or farmers are not adhering to the lease agreement, what happens?
Farmers who are not adhering to the lease agreement or not productive, normally after we get the report, we will now inform those farmers and write to them, say, we are seeing that you are not adhering to the condition of lease here and there and here. Then you are required to be to adhere, because if you don't adhere to the conditions, by law, the minister can withdraw that farm and re-advertise it for reallocation.
Okay. Let's look at the challenges that you've had through the implementation phase. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced, and then also how are you combating these challenges if you're able to? And if you haven't able to combat some of the challenges, what are your plans to combat these challenges?
Okay. Throughout implementation, the challenges have been, one, unproductive farms.
Yes.
This is a challenge which is known throughout the country, I'm sure. The next one was the applications. We are getting so much applications compared to the farms we are acquiring. It is not that we are not getting farms. We are getting farms. The offers are coming. However, the funds are not enough to buy all those farms. At the end, we will end up waiving those farms. Waiving means we are giving them to any other person to buy, because by law, anybody who is selling a farm is supposed to offer it to the government first. The government have a preferential rights to buy first, to decide whether to buy or not. If we don't want to buy as government, then we waive it for any other person to buy. So we do not have enough funds to acquire more farms so that we can resettle more people. Another thing is our application, it's more based on animal husbandry only. So it's also a challenge, because you find other people who want to apply for crops and other farming activities. Yeah, so that is also one of the challenges. Another one is security of tenure. For now, the tenure form which we are having is only leasehold, which can be given until 99 years maximum. which is also renewable. However, our beneficiaries feel that it's not secured enough. So coming to your question, how we are addressing it, currently in our new policy, we have reviewed our resettlement policy, and within this policy, the government have developed 3 models. These new models, we have a high economic value model, medium economic value model, and the low economic value model. This will cater the need of different people, because we also find out that not everybody needs a farm.
Yes.
It's a big farm. Some people just need a small land to live on, and probably to farm with chicken, probably to farm with pigs. So within these 3 different models, we will now be able to cater for all this group of people.
Melania, any final remarks today for our viewers before we let you go?
Okay, what I would like to tell the people, because most of the time we receive a lot of complaints that I have been applying since 1990 or since the program have started until now, I did not get any farm. I just want to tell our people that it is not as easy as we think, and it's not because you don't know anybody within the ministry or something. It is just because we are so many compared to the land that is available.
Yes.
I will give an example. When the application comes, for example, we receive 500,000 applications, and we are only having 3 farming units. Per region, each farming unit, each committee is required to recommend 3 beneficiaries for each farming unit. And those 3, if you add them together for all the 14 regions, it will give you 42 for 1 farming unit. And for that 42, we will only required to take 1 person. If you look at it from that perspective, then you might understand that even if you apply, it's not that you are bad luck or something. It's just that the number of people are so many. The applications we are getting,
farms.
The applications are so many. So I really want to urge the public that we should keep applying. Let's not feel that we are left behind or we will never get. You will get one day.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for those encouraging words as well, Mrs. Ipinge. And thank you for joining us this morning. I hope you have a blessed day ahead.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. That's Ms. Melania Ipinge, who's the Deputy Director of Resettlement at the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, speaking to us about the resettlement forms. Please, if you would like to submit an application to receive a resettlement form, you can find the application forms at all the Ministry's offices and also sometimes at the Regional Council offices. Please do stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.